Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Final Fantasy VI. Last time we started the game and found out that this girl right here's name is Terra. And now we are trying to escape Narshe through the mines. In this chest we have a Phoenix down. I'm going to act like nobody knows what I'm doing. Phoenix downs bring people back to life. If somebody falls in battle, that is one of the many ways to bring them back. Hopefully that won't be happening to me. Anyway, we have more were-rats. I'll try to leave pointless battles out like this one, but it's early game. You kinda need to see what you're dealing with here. Plus, I like fighting. Terra gained a level! Woohoo! I should probably show off magic. In this chest we have a sleeping bag. At save points, you have the ability to use this and a tent. Tents restore full HP and MP to the entire party, whereas sleeping bags only do it for one character at a time. If that's easy to understand. Okay? Okay. Come on. Alright. The little green guy is a bandit. The main issue with these guys is that they can throw wrenches, and that actually deals a good bit of damage. Anyway, Terra has magic, and we will look at fire. Can only be used in battle, and this is it. A lot of damage compared to her physical attack. Terra is one of two characters in the game that has innate magic use. Anyway, we continue up here. There she is. Uh-oh. Oh shit. Cornered. And then, boom. Random falling rocks. And it's not even there. There's no rocks around her except for the walls and the floor, you know? Looks like she's hurt, though. And she's down. Oh, jeez. That's not good. What's this? A flashback? My sweet little magic user. With this slave crown, you'll be all mine. Who's this goon? Ooh, what? Nodding at each other? Crazy laugh. Wow. Whoa. Everything's all golden and olive colored. Firebeam. If you remember Biggs and Wedge talking, they mentioned the fact that she fried 50 Magitech Knights. Burned them all to a crisp. He's crazy. They said they were Imperial soldiers, but why was she frying Imperial soldiers, and why was he laughing about it? That's her against the wall, and there's the crazy guy on the left, but who are the other two and the guy in front? Gestalt. Soldiers of the Empire, we stand at the dawn of a new age. The lost power of magic has returned to us. We are the chosen ones. The time has come for us to claim our rightful dominion over the world. Nothing shall stand in our way. Hurrah! Long live Emperor Gestalt! Terra's sitting emotionless back there, but... So that's the Emperor that everyone's been talking about? Weird guy. Terra's still out. Damn. So what do we do now? Game over? Not quite. Took you long enough. Busy with all the robbing and plundering, I presume. So, anyway, a treasure hunter and trail-worn traveler searching the world over for relics of the past. Introducing probably my favorite character of all time, Locke. And so his name stays. Favorite character of all time. I love this guy. I prefer the term treasure hunting. Ha, semantic nonsense. There's a huge difference. Anyway, is there something you need me to do? There is indeed. I met the girl. You don't mean... The city guard is pursuing her as we speak. This city has the strength to stand up to the Empire, but it won't use it. The people are just too stubbornly independent to join an underground resistance group like the Returners. I tried to explain that the Empire was controlling the girl, but they wouldn't ever even listen. Alright, so you want me to get her out of Narshe? That would be the idea. Make her way to Figaro for the time being. Well, looks like there's a lot of motion here, and I will take time to explain that when we get out. But there's Terra again, and Locke just jumped in. Go you, man. That was pretty fast. Huh? Oh, shit. A guard. Now we've got her. Holy shit. Good luck with that, boy. Wonderful. There's a whole bunch of them. Kupo. Introducing probably the mascot of the series in general. Moogles. Are you saying you want to help? Kupo! Moogles. Use us to protect Terra from the guards. Would you like an explanation? The game will probably explain this better than me, so sure. You'll fight using 3 different groups. Press select to switch between them. Defeat the leader of the guards before his men reach Terra or the battle's lost. So, kindly speaking, you control 3 teams. This team is Locke, Moglin, Margaret, and Moggy. They all have different equipment. Locke has a dagger, Moglin has a mithril spear, Margaret has a morning star, and Moggy has mithril gloves. However, they don't have armor, so their defenses are pitiful. But they are our task force for this. So you just have to position your teams in such a way that you can easily defend Terra. This team is Molulu, only level 3, and will probably go down. Moghan and Mogul. Mog has a mithril spear and no armor, however, his level is huge. He's level 11. Yeah, he has power. The others, Molulu has a chain flail, Moghan has a mithril sword, and Mogul has a moonring blade. This team is pretty standard except for Molulu, but they drop Molulu's level to compensate for Mog's uberness. There's nothing that's going to bring Mog down. And the last team. No important characters here. Yes, Mog is important, but I'll get to him later. This team is Mogsy, Mogwin, Mugmug, and Cosmog. Standard team. Chocobo Brush, Mithril Spear, Mithril Sword, and Boomerang. Aside from Mog, we'll never see the Moogles again, by name. So, if you get any attachment to these Moogles, I'm sorry. Anyway, the enemy will move along the map, and whoever encounters the enemy sprite enters the fight. And here we have, every fight will be a Megalodoth and a Silver Lobo. However, the Megalodoth has a thing called Snowstorm, and it'll attack the entire team for a lot of damage. You want to take that out first, and then bother with the Lobo, because the Lobo won't really hurt any. It's kind of annoying to let the others, aside from Locke and Mog, fight, because you gain experience for these fights, but you won't see them again, so it's pointless. Anyway, here we have Locke. Locke's team fighting. It's going to be the same thing over and over. Here comes another snowstorm. It's a real shame that you don't get to fight with the Moogles much. We do get to keep the money collectively, like if one team gets money, the main team gets it too. So don't worry, we're not losing money, we're just losing experience. Anyway, here we have Mog's team. Now prepare for the epicness that is Mog. He can one-shot the Megalodoth. Mog is by far the strongest character we've seen so far. However, Mog also has a special ability to learn dances. According to the terrain he's in, there are 8 different terrains, and he just learned his dance for the cave terrain. If he gets into another fight, you'll see it. Locke fight number 2. Come on, I kind of want to take down the Megalodoth before things get too itchy. Probably no such luck, and they need to leave him alone. Jesus. Ow. Not bad, not bad. Kinda hurting though. Yeah. Here comes Mog's last fight. Oh, and the other team gets a fight too. Might as well just stick around for it then. Mog first. But I'm going to show you the dance this time, which is actually pretty fucking awesome. Take note that if you use a dance, you lose control over Mog. But here's Twilight Requiem. You lose control over him, however, you get massive attacks for him. Some that only he can use. Here's Poisonous Fang. Well, Frog, my bad. See that? I'm just going to let him take the fight, so... Defend, defend, defend. And here's Snare. It's an instant death move. It just completely removes him from the field. And Mog wins. Derp-a-derp. And the last fight for the other team, the miscellaneous team as I will call them, Mogsy. Here comes another damn snowstorm. That isn't my emulator lagging, that's the actual game lagging. In the original Super Nintendo version, that never happened. Shame. Got a potion for it. I wonder if that collectively happens. Anyway, I'm going to try to take on the boss with Locke's team. No promises, though. Because this will probably go pretty wrong. Let me get a potion on Locke here. I know I'm going to lose, but I'm going to at least try not to. Here we have 2 Silver Lobos and a guard leader. And the guard leader hits really hard. Here comes Charge. That one's down. See, Locke kind of hits not too hard right now. I love the boss music, FYI. Locke's down. Come on. Actually, call me crazy, but I kind of want him to live. Aww. Yeah, I lost this. There's no way in hell. Go, Moglin. Kill him. Aww. Ooh, go, go, go. Yeah! Got a high potion. Damn right. Moglin for the win. Thanks, moogles. We're in your debt. He picks her up and runs. That'd be what I'd do. I'd haul ass out there. And he moves fast. Lays her down real quick. Checks on her. No, anyone getting any pervy ideas, he's a good guy. This switch oughta. Wow. Well, there you go. Oh, she's awake. You back with us now? You saved me? Save your thanks for the moogles. Yeah, seriously. They were like a small army. I can't remember a thing. It's like my mind's trapped in a fog.
You lost your memory? A man said I would come back, eventually. So, you've got amnesia. Don't worry, I won't leave your side until your memory returns. I'm not gonna up and abandon someone just because they lost their memory. I'll keep you safe, I promise. Okay, so Locke is the anti-hero. Now, I'll run you automatically to the entrance, but we want to go to the building where this guy's standing. This is a school for the beginning adventurer. Despite all of our recent advances in technology, the outside world remains full of monsters we know little about. Here, we provide advice to travelers brave enough to face its many dangers. He turns around and walks in. This is the tutorial room, to basically tell you what you've been doing. Talk to him. This is water from a recovery spring. It will restore your HP and MP. Such springs are located all throughout the world, so always be on the lookout. That blue flash means you are fully healed. Terra is still at level 5, Locke is level 7. Locke is an adventurer class. Classes don't change in this game. However, Locke is also the only actual character able to steal. This is important for getting some pretty decent items later on. His stats, he excels in speed. His strength is decent, his stamina is okay. However, his defense is lacking because he doesn't have a shield right now. His evasion is pretty epic though, at 15% evasion, so even without a shield he's doing pretty well. Terra, on the other hand, has the exact same strength, I think. Speed, she is slower. Stamina, she isn't as good. However, her magic is higher due to the fact that she is one of the only characters with innate magic. Actually, her strength is lower than Locke's. I didn't realize that. Oh well. Locke's magic is only 28, and not that great, but oh well. He won't have to worry about that for a while. Anyway, we move in here. Field signs. This is a save point. At save points, you can use tents and sleeping bags and also save the game. If your party should happen to be defeated in battle, you'll automatically restart from the last place you saved. Any gil or items you obtained will have to be found again, but your level and experience point total will not change. You can also save the game anywhere on the overworld map. That's important to remember. If you die in a boss fight, or any fight for that matter, you keep the experience you gained between the save point and your death. However, you lose all the items you gained. Let's talk to this guy. Value boosts are sometimes hidden in pots such as this one. So we check the pot and we get an ether. Ethers recover MP, so that's important to remember. Have you heard about relics? Relics can grant you a variety of abilities. For example, sprint shoes double your walking speed. A gauntlet lets you hold a weapon with both hands to increase damage. The Knight's Code makes you shield others in combat. Dragoon boots allow you to perform jump attacks. A person can equip up to 2 relics at the same time. That's also important to remember. Be careful. Sometimes monsters lurk inside of treasure chests, such as this one. Monster in a box. There aren't many occurrences of this, but it will happen occasionally. And we have a silver Lobo, and it's dead. Congratulations. We don't get anything for our troubles in this particular case, but sometimes you do get stuff, so it's important to check every chest. Anyway, if you set the battle mode to wait in the config menu, you can take all the time you want to select spells or items in battle without having to worry about being attacked. That's why we have it set to wait, because I like to strategize. Anyway, we have a lot of people who are going to tell us a lot of things. However, the one I'm most interested in is this guy. Status effects are represented by different colors. Blue equals reflect. Spells are reflected back at enemies. Yellow equals protect. Defense is increased. Green equals shell. Magic defense is increased. Red equals haste. Speed is increased. White equals slow. Speed is decreased. And pink equals stop. Time is frozen. Those colors are the only way to actually tell what's going on, so pay attention. You might find this room more useful after you've gained some experience out in the world. A lot of the things you'll hear in here might not make much sense until you've gotten your feet wet. However, there's a treasure chest in here, and we want it. Got another potion. Okay, I've been meaning to do this. The story started off without much of a backstory, and I'm going to tell you what's going on. 1,000 years ago, there was a war called the War of the Magi. This war involved magical powers beyond that of normal humans. However, a lot of the humans fought over it. At the end of the war, those with magic died, or just left the world. And the war itself left the entire world completely barren, like no trees. However, after 1,000 years, the world started getting up on its own again. We have forests, we have lakes, everything has been practically restored. People have been getting by. Instead of using magic, they have been using steam power. That's what you'll hear a lot about here, is a lot about steam power. However, at the forefront of the world is the Gestalian Empire. They were the biggest empire in the world, honestly. And it just seemed big. It did have the strongest army and all the other jazz. However, until recently, they've been kind of alright. However, lately they've started taking over cities and other small countries. It's been rumored that they're bringing back magical power. No one knows how they're doing it, no one knows exactly why, but with magic, they are slowly taking over the world. A lot of people fear that this will bring back the War of the Magi. Their strongest or most permanent weapon, permanent, I forget the word I'm trying to use, but one of their weapons happens to be Terra, who is a human who can use magic. It's explained a lot later why she can, but they were using the slave crown to fully harness her magical powers. The Empire had been looking around to gain more magical power. They had used some of that magical power in their current technology to create something called Magitech, which is magically infused machinery, such as the Magitech armor that we were using in the beginning. In order to fully harness this, they have been searching for a creature called an Esper, which is a magical creature from the old world. One was found in Narshe. In order to obtain it, they feared they would have to fight it, so they sent Terra over to act as either a medium or as a weapon against the Esper in case anything were to happen. With her, they sent Biggs and Wedge. We saw what happened. That was why they were controlling Terra. That is the condition of the world right now. Against the Empire right now is a group called the Returners, the people who fear the War of the Magi that is going to continue. They are the only real resistance against the Empire, and they are ushering others, trying to get them to join, other countries to join them, so that they might be able to start waging full war against the Empire. I hope that really brings you up to speed on the story, in case you didn't know it to begin with. Next time, we are going to get Terra out of Narshe and head towards Figaro. This has been Fenrir. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give your feedback. I'll see you all next time. Take care, everyone.